Hey guys, Sak here from SAKITECH, and in today's video I want to show you the first 50 things to do on your powerful new Galaxy Note 20 Ultra or the Note 20. This is a very feature-rich smartphone, and I want to make sure you maximize your ownership by configuring all the important settings immediately. So let's dive in and get started right away. Alright, so this is a Samsung Galaxy Note device. So the first two tips are going to be in regards to the S Pen. So the first thing I want to talk about is the quick memo feature. So when you turn off your phone, if you want to quickly jot down a memo, what you can do is you can grab your pen even as your phone is locked, press the S Pen button right here and then double tap on the screen. That's going to bring up the quick memo. And now when you write on the quick memo and you save, when you go inside into your Samsung Notes, it is going to be saved right there. Let me show it to you real quick. I do want to show you a way to customize this feature. So here's the Samsung Notes, and there's the note that I just took. Now, if I were to go into my settings and go into the settings right here, I can go to this option here, tap on it, and I can choose in what color I want to save that note. So if I go for same as the screen off memo, okay, now when I turn off the phone and let's say I take a quick note, I'm going to press the button, double tap, brings up the quick memo. I'm going to write something, okay, let's just write something, and then I'm going to save it, somebody's phone number or whatever. All right, now I go inside into my Samsung Notes application, which is right here. Now when I go into my memo, you'll see that it was saved the same as the lock screen color. All right, so when you go to settings, when you tap on this, when you take a note, it gets saved with a black background and whatever pen color you have, or you can save it with a white background, or you can save it with black ink on the white background. Okay, so that's all gonna be up to you. And once you look at your saved note, it is gonna appear right here. Here's what I did with the white background. Here's what I did with the black background. Okay, so that's gonna be up to you. Now the second thing I want to have you set up real quick with your S Pen, I want you guys to go into your settings, okay, and then scroll down and go to advanced features, and then go to S Pen, and then quickly scroll down and modify this feature. When S Pen is removed from its casing at the bottom here, when you pull it out, what do you want to happen? Do you want to open the Air command menu, or do you want to quickly create a note? So if I had this option, okay, let me put my S Pen back where it belongs, into its casing at the bottom. Now when I go out and I remove the S Pen from its casing, it is going to quickly launch a note that I can take a jot down a quick note on. And then I can just tap here and it does get saved, or it just gets minimized here. When you exit out, it does get saved. So make sure you go there and you choose what option do you want when the S Pen is removed. Also, when you remove the S Pen, it can automatically launch the Air command menu just like this one if you want to access a quick application or do any one of these options over here. We are going to be talking about the S Pen more in a minute. Now let's dive into other important features. Now the next thing I like to set up real quick is if you look at my phone application and my messages application, you'll see two tiny orange dots on the top right of the actual icon. Now those are called the app icon badges. Now this has to do with your notifications, so it should be set up immediately. So when you pinch the screen and go to home screen settings, when you go into app icon badges, right now it is enabled and it's in the dot formation. So when you go outside, when you have a missed notification on any application, you'll see a tiny dot on the top right corner. Now when I go back into that menu, okay, what I can do is I can go for the number style. Now with the number style, it actually shows you how many notifications you have for a given application. So in this case, for the phone application, I got one notification, and for the messages application, I've got 5 notifications, okay? So you can change between dots if you like a cleaner look, or you can go for the numbers if you want to see exactly how many notifications you have for that given application. Alright, so the next thing I want you guys to do is to go into your settings and then go all the way down and then go into About Phone and make sure you give your phone a proper name. Simply tap on Edit, and in my case, I'm just going to say Saki Note Ultra. All right, so now when I connect to other Bluetooth devices or connect it to my computer, this is the name that's going to pop up. It's going to make it easy to recognize and a nice way to personalize your device. The next thing I want to talk about, we're going to tap on settings. We're going to go into your display, and then we're going to scroll down just a little bit. We're going to go to motion smoothness. So basically what you want to do is you want to have this at adaptive refresh rate to make sure you get that smooth scrolling as you navigate the phone. So with the 60 hertz, it's going to be a little bit more choppy. With 120 hertz, it's going to be super smooth and you're going to love it. Now, if you do end up going to 60 hertz, which is right over here, which is perfectly fine, you are going to be saving some battery. However, it is going to be a little bit more choppy, the overall experience. And one benefit with the 60 hertz is you can go into screen resolution and pick the highest, sharpest screen resolution out there. Now, if I were to go back here and try to pick the adaptive 120, it's not going to allow me because this does not support QHD plus resolution. So if you want motion smoothness, make sure the screen resolution is at full high definition plus, which is perfectly fine, and then pick the adaptive and you're good to go. Now, one more thing is when you tap this button here, the recents button, what's going to happen is at the bottom, you'll see a bunch of applications. These are suggested applications that pop up based on need. Now, you can, if you want, disable these. You can tap on this option here, go to settings. You can say stop suggested applications. Now, when I go over here, you're not going to see them. Instead, you'll just see your recent apps. All right. The next thing I like to configure is if you pinch the screen, you want to go to the home screen settings. From here, immediately enable swipe down for notification panel. Now, let's say I don't have this and I go home. If I swipe down, it goes into my app drawer. I also swipe up, goes into my app drawer. So that's a little bit redundant. So what I want you to do is tap over here and enable this option, swipe down for notification panels, and then you can swipe anywhere on the screen to bring down the control panel as you can see. One more thing with your home screen is if you pinch the screen, go to the home screen settings, you can change the grid layout. So if you want to see more applications on your screen or less applications, you can go for 4x5, 4x6, 5x5, or 5x6 to fit maximum amount of applications or widgets onto the actual screen. Now, I like 4x6. I'm just going to keep it like that. Now, let me quickly go back over here. I'm going to tap on home screen settings. One more thing you can do is you can have apps button enabled. So if I enable this guy, and if I go home, I will actually have an apps button that I can just tap and go into my application drawer. All right, so that's fantastic. And a real quick thing, again with the home screen, is here's a folder. So when I tap on this, it expands. You can quickly customize your folders. First, you can change the name by tapping there. And number two, you can tap on this icon to change the color of the actual folder, as you can see. And if you want to add something into the folder, easily tap on the plus, pick any application you want to go in there, tap on done, boom, it just drops right in. All right. Now, one more thing I like to configure as soon as possible is when I pull this down, I want to see the brightness slider right over here. So what you want to do is you want to pull this down one more time and then tap on the three dots on the corner and then go into quick panel layout. And from here, I want to enable show brightness on top. All right. Then you click done. Now, when I pull this down just once, the brightness is right there for me to quickly configure if necessary. Now, this phone is a powerful multimedia powerhouse. It's great for watching movies and listening to music. So you want to maximize those benefits. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to your settings, okay? You want to go into your advanced features, and then you want to scroll all the way down and make sure video enhancer is enabled. So this is going to basically enhance the image quality of your videos to enjoy bright and vivid colors, and it's going to apply to any application you download that is a multimedia application such as Netflix, YouTube. Watch it without it and watch it with it enabled, and you'll see the difference right away. So that's for video. And for audio, what you want to do is you want to go up here, and then you want to go into your sounds and vibration. you want to go all the way down and go to sound quality and effects. From here, make sure Dolby Atmos is enabled. You can go inside and pick auto, and this is going to give you the best possible sound with the two speakers, the stereo speakers in your Note 20 Ultra. You can go for manual setup as well. So if you know you're about to listen to music, just go for this, or movie or voice. It's up to you. I just go with auto. It just picks it up automatically. And also make sure Dolby Atmos for gaming is enabled. So if you're playing a game, you want to make sure you get the best possible sound experience. Okay, so that's that. With the home screen, there's something very important. Now, it's very hard to move things around one by one. What you can do with a Samsung phone is you can press and hold, okay, and then select items from the menu and select things, grab them all, okay, and move them around at the same time. This is going to make it very easy for you guys to move a batch of applications from one screen to the other, no problem. So now I can just pull this down and have a nice and clean look. Additionally, if I were to go here, and again, if I press and hold, and if I select items, I can select multiple items and perform these functions such as disable or just remove them all from the home screen at the same time if I don't need it. So that makes home screen customization very fast. One more thing, you pinch the screen, you go over here, you've got your Samsung Daily. If you swipe over, it goes there too. Now, I don't like it that much, so what I do is I pinch the screen, go over, disable the Samsung Daily, all right, and now on the outside, you're gonna not see the Samsung Daily at all. It's not a big deal. If you want to use it, that's great, but personally, I don't like it. The next thing that's very important is this power button right over here. So that's called the side key / power button / Bixby. So you want to customize that so it works for you. So if I go to my settings, and if I go into my advanced features, and if I go to the side key, here I get to customize it. So right now, if I double press the side key, it launches the camera. That's great because you can launch the camera at any time and start to use it immediately. Or you can enable it so it launches Bixby or an application. So if I were to choose an application, let's say calculator, now when I double tap, it launches the calculator application. Okay, so you can customize this as you need. Now if you press and hold, you want to make sure you choose this one, power off menu. Okay, so you can press and hold and gives you the option to restart, power off your device. But remember, you can always pull this down and do the same thing from the software button right here. So it's going to be up to you. If you want to use Bixby, you can choose it for Bixby and then use the power from the top. All right, let's move on. And of course, this is a Note device, so we have the S Pen. So there's a couple things I want you guys to configure with your S Pen as well. So let's grab it. Now, when you come close to the screen and press the button, it brings up the command center, the control center. And here you have a bunch of shortcuts you can click on and perform some actions. All right. Now you can add more over here. What you want to do is you want to tap on plus. All right. And here's everything you can add onto your S Pen's shortcuts. Now the shortcuts that are active appear on the side, and you can choose various other things such as create a note, translate to go there as well. And you can have access to quick apps. So I can go for the calculator, Chrome, just an example, camera, and let's go for Drive. And that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 options. So when I go out now, when I click this, I'm going to have 10 shortcuts. Again, all these shortcuts are fully customizable. Now, when you fill them all up, you're not going to see the plus icon at the bottom. So how do you modify it? You go to your settings, all right, and then you scroll down under Air Command, you go to shortcuts, and you can modify it right here. If you want to remove something, tap here. If you want to add something, tap here. Very easy. Now you can access the same setting from settings, advanced features, and S Pen, and it's going to be at the bottom here. And there's a lot else happening here, but we're going to make a dedicated video to go over every single S Pen feature. But this is the one that people use most. You tap it, you got your shortcuts right here, and I want to make sure you guys know how to customize all this stuff. We'll talk about everything else in a separate video. that's going to be fully dedicated to the S Pen only. The only other thing I want to show you guys here is show floating icon. You enable this, and now I have an icon that I can actually just tap on to bring up the same menu. I don't have to press the button like this. All I have to do is tap on the icon with the S Pen. Boom, you get the same menu. So that's going to be up to you as well. Now let me quickly launch the camera application. I'm going to show you a quick tip that is very useful. So basically, here's the shutter button. You press this, takes a photo, right? Now, if you want to have this in a more convenient location, all you do is just grab it and put it anywhere you want. You still get this one, but now based on how you're holding your phone, you can take a photo by tapping on this button, and you can put it anywhere. When you're done, you put it back where it belongs, and that's it. And this is very important. Now, you know that your main camera is 108 megapixels. So by default, it's set to be at 916. So that's fine. It's still going to take amazing photos. But if you want the maximum quality, sharpest photo with maximum detail, you want to tap here. You want to choose 108 megapixels. That's going to use the full force of the camera to give you the sharpest photo available. All right. Now let's quickly talk about the lock screen. So I'm going to lock the screen. I'm going to double tap. That wakes up the screen. And on the top here, as you can see, you can scroll through a bunch of face widgets. So this is my time. That's my music controller if I had any music playing. And if I swipe one more time, that's my Bixby routines. Now, let me show you how to add more stuff here. So if you tap on these settings, and if you go into the actual lock screen, what you do is you go to face widgets right over here, okay? And you can enable or disable a bunch of them. I can have weather, alarm, today's schedule. Now, when I turn off the phone, the screen, if I double tap it, I can go through all of them. That's the music player. Again, you would see a play, pause music controller here. If you had music playing, that's my calendar. It says take medication. That's my alarms. Okay, no alarms the next 7 days. And that's my weather. So you can enable face widgets on the lock screen. And one more thing that's very important with the lock screen is if I tap on lock screen again, right here, at the bottom we have something known as the shortcuts. So if I tap on this one, these are the two shortcut buttons I have on the lock screen right here for quick access. All you do is grab and slide. It launches that application, okay? And what I can do is I can choose from bottom corners to floating button method. This one works a little bit different. So basically, if I lock the screen, if I double tap, what I do is I log in, but don't let go of the screen. Now I can still access those two applications. I just swipe over the one that I want. It's going to launch that application. So that's fantastic. And when we go back inside here, you can change the left shortcut and the right shortcut to whatever you want. So if I had that option, left shortcut can launch the calculator, right shortcut can launch the calendar. So it's all up to you. And when you make that change, also applies to the floating button. All right, let's move on. In the lock screen, again, you want to make sure it's fully customized. So when you're in the lock screen, make sure you guys go to clock style and pick the lock screen you want on the actual lock screen. So tap on clock style, go for lock screen, and then from here you can pick between the various different clock styles that you see here. And not only that, you can go in and change the color to anything you want. So I can go for full black, as you can see. So you can change the type and the color of the actual clock that's in the lock screen. Let's do it one more time. Tap, tap, boom, boom, right there. All right, so fully customizable lock screen. It's absolutely amazing. And one more thing I personally enjoy, again, that's going to be in the lock screen. If you tap on the lock screen, again, right here, at the bottom, it says contact information. Now, I use this as a signature. So I'm going to just type in SAKITECH. Okay, I'm going to say done. And then I'm going to close the screen, double tap, and now it says SAKITECH right there under the clock. And you can add anything you want there. If you want your contact info, that's great if you lose the phone. Or you can put an important quote there to make it even more personalizable. And finally, in the lock screen, we have something known as the always on display. So it is right now, it's turned on, and if I tap on it, it is designed to go online when you tap the screen. So turn it off, tap the screen once, and it's going to show you the always on display. The clock, the date, the battery, all right? What you can do is you can have that to show always, which I don't recommend because it's going to take more battery, so it's just going to pop up and stay there, okay? So I like to tap to show, but on top of that, I like to do the clock style. So I like to change the way my clock style looks, and I like to change the color. So now my always on display is tap to show, and I have a different clock style, and of course I can also kill the brightness and just keep it at maximum brightness. So the maximum brightness is nice for me because then I can see it easy whenever I tap on it. It'll also show you notifications at the bottom if you have any. So that's why it's called always on, a quick tap to show it to you. Now when you double tap, again, it launches the lock screen from where you can log in. If you don't double tap, you single tap, you just see the always on, but you still can log in right from here from the fingerprint sensor. Now talking about the fingerprint sensor, I want to go to the settings. I want to go to biometrics and security. And from here, you want to go into your fingerprints option here. You tap on it, put your password in. Mine is just as simple. And then it says fingerprint 1 and fingerprint 2. When you tap on check added fingerprints, it's going to tell you which finger is this. That's fingerprint 1. So what you want to do just to be safe is tap on fingerprint 1 and change it to left index. All right, just like this. Click save, and now this is the left index. It's a nice way to make sure everything is properly named and you can find things easier. Let's go back out, and also over here we have the biometrics preference, screen transition effect. Do you want this or not? If I disable this, my fingerprint logging experience is going to feel faster because they do away with the transition. So look at that, boom. Now with this one, there's a slight transition effect, gives you a nice effect. It's a little bit more slow. It just gradually goes inside as opposed to instantly going inside. So that's going to be up to you if you just want to feel for it to be faster. Now, one more important thing is navigation. So as you can see, I have 3 buttons at the bottom. I've got this button, I've got the home button, and I've got the recents button. That's the way I like it. But some people like to go to settings, go to display, and then go to navigation right over here. And from here, you can go for full screen gestures. So the buttons disappear and you can just use full screen gestures, which is going to make it a little bit more immersive overall. To pull up the recent app, you just go like that. To go back, you just go like that. All right. So that's up to you, navigation buttons or full screen gestures. And with this one, you can tap on more options and customize it even further. So I can go for this one. Now I got 3 little icons at the bottom, lines. Now this one will give me recents. This one is going to take me home, and this is going to take me back. As you can see, if I want to go back, I just use this one. Most people prefer this one right here. I'm just going to go with this one for this video. By the way, if you go for full screen gestures, you can disable the line. So all you do is tap this, and that line disappears. Now it is completely immersive as you desire. It's all going to be up to you. So let me go back over here and let's move on. One more thing over here under display is the edge screen. So I'm going to tap on this one. I'm going to skip the edge panels for now. I'm going to go to edge lighting. So when you tap on this one here, what happens is when somebody sends you a text message, gives you a call, you can have these nice effects around the corner of the display. So let me go to advanced. Let's make it real wide so you can see it easy. Let's pick a nice green color so you can see if somebody gives me a call, I get that. Or if somebody sends me a text, a notification, that's what I get. But then I have all these various options, notification options. Okay, I can go for fireworks. Look at that fireworks effect and the line. We got the eclipse effect. If I swipe over, I got the spotlight effect. And every one of them can have a different color and also advanced options. All right, fantastic. One more thing that's very important. It's a very large phone and hard to use with one hand. That's why we have a one-handed mode. So you go down, you tap on advanced features, you scroll down just a little bit and go for one-handed mode. You tap on this one, you enable it. All right, once you enable it, I have a couple options on how to activate it. I'm just going to use the button method right now. So all I do is double tap the home button and the screen, the entire phone becomes tiny. I can use it with one hand. And if I am holding the phone with my left hand, I can left justify it. If I'm holding on the other side, I can right justify it. And I can change the size a little bit. If it's too small, I can make it a little bit bigger. But still, it's going to be very easy to use. I can do anything, watch videos, listen to music, make phone calls in this mode. When you're done, tap here, boom, you're back in business. The next thing I want to talk about has to do with your phone application. So this is important because it gives you hardware keys to control your phone. So go to your phone application, tap on the settings, go into the settings. And from here, go to answering and ending calls. What you can do is you can press the volume up right here to answer a call when they call you instead of swiping on the screen. And then you can use the side key when you're in a phone call to end that phone call again using a hardware key instead of swiping stuff, all right? So that's great. I always use these options. Now, one thing with the messages application, when I tap on this one right here, if I go into a particular message, any message, what I can do is tap the options, all right, go into customize wallpaper and change the background for that particular conversation. And then I click done, and now that conversation has that background color. Or if I tap again, I can tap on the gallery, which is going to go into the gallery. I can pick a photo and I can choose the portion of the photo I want to use. Let's just go like this, and that can become the background for that conversation as well. It's all going to be up to you. One more thing, you have the option to change the background color as well from black to white. Fantastic. Let's move on. Now, quick tip on the control panel. If I pull this down, remember, if you press and hold the button, the icon, it'll take you into the actual menu, the detailed menu. If I pull this down and tap on the actual text, that's just going to show me a quick menu, all right? And with the flashlight, when you tap the text, you get the option to turn it on and change the intensity of the brightness of the flashlight on the rear. So that's all fantastic little tactics. Now, one more thing, you want to make sure your device runs at optimum performance at all times. So what you want to do is you want to go to settings. Every now and then you want to go into your device care and you want to check this number here. It's best if it says 100%. If it doesn't, you tap on optimize now. It does its thing, and then your phone is optimized for maximum performance. Let's see what point we get, 100 points. Now, one more thing is this button here, you don't want to come in every 5 minutes to do this, all right? What you can do is you can pinch the screen, go to your widgets, look for device care, and you can grab this one and put it right here. And basically, also you can change the color, black or white, and also change the transparency. It's all up to you. But basically, if you tap on this optimize button, it does the same thing. Also shows you your storage and your memory, all right? So you don't have to come here all the time. You can just have this widget. It's built in, tap optimize, and your phone is gonna be good to go. All right, so that was a quick video to get you started and set up your smartphone when you first get it. I'm going to be making many more videos to give you a full experience of your Samsung Galaxy Note 20 or the Note 20 Ultra. Any questions, comments, or concerns, drop them down below and let me know. For now, guys, have a fantastic day. All right, so if you found this video useful, make sure to subscribe to SAKITECH by clicking that button, and also click that bell icon on the side to make sure you get notified every time I upload a new video. And if you do use Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, you can follow me at SAKITECH Online to get the latest updates as well. All right, have a fantastic day.